Good morning everyone. It's a great privilege and a pleasure to have been invited to open the plenary session at this final ROSIE meeting, and I'd like to thank and congratulate everyone involved. In the video that's about to follow, I take a light-hearted look at responsible innovation from a business perspective. The responsible innovation concept is new. It's mainly been developed and promoted in policy making and academic circles, the European Commission and universities, for example. And this is reflected in the language used to describe it. Some of the concepts that underpin the policy approaches are not so well known in business circles, as they relate to governance. Some of those developed in academic circles may seem abstract and difficult to apply. They're more philosophical than economic. The problem is that responsible innovation is not something fixed that can be described, measured and prescribed. It's not concrete, but an idea, an underlying goal. Nobody is qualified to tell you how to do it, or even really what it actually is in any particular case. In your case, for example. You can aim for it, but you have to picture your own goal. In some ways, it can be seen as a mix of different approaches and goals. In the video, I use a circus metaphor. How might a business feel while trying to implement an approach that cannot be tightly defined and is difficult to describe and to explain and to justify, even once it's been interpreted, understood and accepted as a just choice? It's a balancing act, in public and in the dark. Roll up, roll up, roll up to the greatest show on earth. The circus of responsible innovation pulls into town, and what a treat it is. Today I am here to reveal its secrets to you all, an incredible acrobatic feat of balance that will amaze young and old. What you are about to witness, ladies and gentlemen, is an incredible feat of tightrope walking, a multi-sided balancing trick that will enhance your business and your work experiences, although it may take some organising and thought about how to put it into practice. You will see our performers defy death as they navigate between European Commission norms, industrial standards, the need to make a profit and justify expenses, all while evaluating ethical and practical decision-making practices throughout the performance. This incredible feat will involve juggling two types of business responsibility. One, company level responsibility, general organisational behaviour, and two, innovation level responsibility, specific to each innovative development. This will require the acrobat, ladies and gentlemen, while walking a tightrope between the precautionary principle and the innovation principle, to keep at least 7, yes, ladies and gentlemen, 7 balls in the air at the same time. 1, accountability for impacts on society, the environment and the economy. Transparency in decision making. Ethical behaviour. respect for stakeholders' interest, respect for the rule of law, following international norms of behaviour, and respect for human and workers' rights. And with 7 balls in the air, you will see our incredible performers walk this tightrope, while simultaneously balancing the European Commission's own promoted principle of proportionality and adaptation. Incredible, yes, but here for you all to see and experience. On the left, the acrobat faces the precautionary principle, enshrined in the Treaty of Rome with its 3 preliminary conditions to address: identification of potentially adverse effects, evaluation of the scientific data available, the extent of scientific uncertainty. And then, ladies and gentlemen, with these 3 conditions met, the acrobat will attempt to prove the absence of danger. Yes, the absence of danger before even proceeding. She will demonstrate that the company's approach has been thought through, informed, and action taken to mitigate risks, both seen and unseen risks. If the acrobat leans too far in this direction, however, the precautionary direction, she will fail the innovation principle. Innovation, an economic driver as well as a vehicle for addressing societal needs, necessary and promoted by the European Union. And we must remember, ladies and gentlemen, there can be no responsible innovation without innovation. So, ladies and gentlemen, balance will be required between the precautionary principle and the innovation principle, and between the benefits and the risks of an innovation. The acrobat will need proportionality and adaptation if she is to stay balanced, fine body control, precision, courage, and I hasten to add, a safety net, just in case of accidents. But ladies and gentlemen, that is not all you will see in the Responsible Innovation Circus. Our acrobat will also act in a manner that is reasonable and fair, generate trust in governance and regulatory processes, act as early as possible, and of course, the biggie, be cost effective. Of course, the Responsible Innovation Ringmaster will sustain you all while you are working towards this incredible achievement, telling the acrobat what is and is not required for different innovations at different stages, and how to document the outcomes of their responsible innovation approach in a way that meets stakeholder and societal expectations. After all, this is only building on practices that most businesses already follow. It is not rocket science. And what a gain will be made, ladies and gentlemen. Stakeholders will be engaged, information and ideas shared that will lead to product improvement. Companies will learn more about how they can provide the services their customers and potential customers want. The best workers will want to work for companies that can walk the line. There might be reduced costs, reputational gains, better employee retention, faster market entry, access to previously unavailable stakeholders, higher quality end products, and greater innovation potential through diversity in employees. And it will be beautiful to see and to do. Trade associations and chambers of commerce will all play their role, facilitators and game changers, mediators and amalgamators, all from a few simple questions about possible benefits from innovation and a few about risks. First, questions about benefits. What are the goals, purposes and intended applications of your innovation? How will you monitor if it meets them? Who or what might benefit from your innovation? How likely and how significant are these benefits? How can this be assessed? How are the benefits obtained? Can they be demonstrated and might they change over time? And now, ladies and gentlemen, to complete the feat, a few simple questions about potential risks of an innovation. What are the risks of all foreseeable uses of your innovation, including accidental or malicious misuse? Do you have a process to classify and assess these potential risks? Who or what might be at risk? How likely is it and how significant? Do you have a risk management plan? How do you communicate the possible risks or perceived risks to potentially affected parties? Can third parties or employees report potential vulnerabilities, risks or biases? And how will they be dealt with, both the risks and those who report them? Will you restrict who you work with and how to proceed because of risk? How are these decisions made and documented? And how well do you know and can you manage your system? So roll up, roll up. Not only is admission free, but you might even be able to get some money from the European Union to help in training. Just make sure to use a safety net. The British Standards Institute has just released a publicly available specification, PAS 440, Responsible Innovation. They've made it free of charge. This might be a good starting point when introducing practical approaches to business. The Institute also asked for feedback from those trialling their approach so that it can be improved. The publisher Springer have a short brief series on research and innovation governance, one of which is dedicated to responsible innovation. It's free to download. It contains several case studies in short, easy to read chapters. The Bassetti Foundation website offers guidance through the last 20 years of developments, and as a celebration of this final virtual meeting, you can all download a free copy of my new book. Links will follow, so get your phone out. I was Johnathan Hankins of the Bassetti Foundation. Thanks for attending and enjoy the rest of the show.